Hey everyone, Golden here. Sorry for the unexpectedly lengthy hiatus, but I am now back to finally catch up with the season. Let's resume with Grannies Gone Wild. Rainbow Dash is eager to ride a roller coaster called the Wild Blue Yonder in Las Pegasus before it closes, and Applejack agrees to cover her classes at the school so that she can go, on the condition that she takes Granny Smith and 3 of her elderly relatives, collectively known as the Gold Horseshoe Gals, with her on their annual weekend trip there. She reluctantly agrees, but her hopes of riding the coaster may be dashed when she finds that being a chaperone for the group is harder than expected. This episode is the first of the season to be penned by Gillian M. Barrow, and it's another simple but generally pretty enjoyable offering from her. While the idea of Rainbow Dash wanting to go on a roller coaster seems a little strange, since being one of the fastest Pegasi in Equestria means that she can effectively create her own high-speed thrills, that element of the story mostly feels like a backdrop to the main premise, which really is more like a test of her endurance and loyalty, and it's here where the episode's writing works best. Before they leave for Las Pegasus, Applejack gives Rainbow a set of rules to follow to keep Granny Smith and company safe, or else it's a one-way trip home early for them.
That could happen? Only if you don't follow the rules. These grannies need a lot of care. If one of them overdoes it, it's bye-bye Las Pegasus for the lot of you.
Make sure they get their naps, eat only soft foods, careful when dancing, don't get too excited? Seriously?
And don't let them out of your sight. Ever.
Wait, then how am I supposed to go on the roller coaster?
You'll find time, and you might even learn a thing or two about having a good time from these old gals.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Despite her reluctance and frustration, Rainbow does commendably stick to the rules that she's been set. Even when she leaves the group alone to nap and uses that time to stand in line for the Wild Blue Yonder, she quickly returns to their room to ensure that she's there for them when she needs to be. Often prompted by Applejack's voice humorously hovering over her mind, she always puts the well-being of the grandmares first, even if it results in them getting annoyed at her interventions when they're just trying to have a fun weekend. It's an excellent way to show Rainbow Dash sticking by her element of loyalty, and when she finally gets to ride the roller coaster, the reward for her patience definitely feels earned. The Gold Horseshoe Gals, which include Apple Sauce, Apple Rose, and Goldie Delicious and her litter of cats, are a fun group of ponies with distinct and memorable personalities, and a believably long-lasting dynamic, like they really have been close relatives for years. Their antics around Las Pegasus provide most of the story's amusing moments, but when it comes to the humour, amusing is generally as far as it goes. The episode certainly has its fair share of funny scenes, but it just isn't as laugh-out-loud hilarious as it wants to be. There are some great standout moments and appearances though, including Lyra and Bonbon also vacationing in Las Pegasus, and some characters that definitely raised much discussion and speculation. Let's start with those blink and you'll miss it cameos that got a lot of people talking. Now I'll be honest, I don't love Rick and Morty. Don't get me wrong, I don't hate it either. I have seen all 3 seasons, and I will watch season 4 when it comes out, as there are a lot of things I like about it. I just don't find it as fantastic as everybody else seems to. I did think Breaking Bad was a great series though, so as such I was actually more amused by the Heisenberg pony that appeared in the exact same frame, but the Rick and Morty cameos are pretty funny as well. There's also a performing stallion named Jackpot, and like most viewers, I did think that with his colour scheme and awful disappearing act, he could be Trixie's father, and it turns out that apparently he is, which raises some interesting questions about their relationship. Are they close, and do they communicate with each other regularly, or have they drifted apart? And will we see them together in a future episode? I don't think the show would feature him if they weren't planning to do something with him and Trixie later on, and I look forward to seeing if this goes anywhere. The episode concludes with Rainbow finally getting to ride the roller coaster with the group, which goes alongside a nice message reminding us that being old doesn't mean you're no longer capable of being fun. Overall, Grannies Gone Wild isn't one of this season's strongest episodes, but I would say that it is one of GM Barrow's better ones. There is a charm to the simplicity of her stories, and that does carry through once again here. So I'm going to give it a Silver Star score of 7. So those were my thoughts on this episode. Now, as always, I'd love to know what you thought, so please be sure to let me know in the comments. It's good to be doing this again after a break, and be sure to look out for more reviews coming very soon. Until then, thank you all for watching as always, and keep shining on, every pony.